While the man was sleeping, a spider crawled onto his bed by the time the firefighters arrived. What happened here? A few days ago, the man applied for a pet sitting job at a mansion. He thought he'd be taking care of cats or dogs, but instead...
Beautiful, aren't they?
The rich guy told him not to be scared, saying these spiders don't eat people. He even raised the pay to $2,000 a day. Tempted by the money, the man agreed right away. At first, he was terrified of the creepy spiders. Every time he fed them, he slammed the glass door shut immediately. But as the days went by, they didn't seem so scary anymore. He even forgot to close the glass door before bed. Meanwhile, the rich guy was away on a trip, couldn't reach the man. Worried, he called 911. When firefighters arrived, they rushed to rescue him. They started by cutting open the spider web, but the spiders all crawled out. Panicked, the firefighters sprayed their extinguishers like crazy. The man was finally pulled out, but he had already been bitten and poisoned. He was unconscious and had to be rushed to the hospital. Are you afraid of spiders? A man's trapped under his own car. Stuck there for 2 hours, the firefighters show up, but instead of moving the car, they just pull the handbrake, because if they lift it too soon, he'll bleed out on the spot. There's only one way to save him, a mobile surgery truck. They need to operate while pulling him out. The man's wife has finally arrived, but the first thing she did was question the firefighters.
Why is this car still on him?
The man tells her to stay calm, says the firefighters are doing their best. 8 hours later, the mobile surgery truck finally gets there. The firefighters hurry to set everything up. Once everything's ready, they carefully start lifting the car. They get him onto the surgery truck fast. The doctor moves like clockwork, opens up his chest, clamps the artery. The truck speeds off toward the hospital. The man just surfaced from the ocean, but suddenly, blood started gushing from his eyes, nose, and ears. What's going on? Just moments ago, the man was deep-sea diving when, bam, he ran into a shark. Terrified out of his mind, he ignored his coach's warnings. No way was he staying in that cage. He had to get to the surface. In his panic, he accidentally knocked the rope loose. The huge iron cage plummeted straight down into the depths. Meanwhile, the boat captain noticed something was wrong.
Jesus, we lost the cage. Oh my God.
But the man was too scared to think straight. He even punched his coach unconscious. Then, he forced the cage open and bolted for the surface, leaving the coach behind. The captain spotted him surfacing, but no matter how much he yelled, the man wouldn't respond. With no other choice, he called 911. Turns out, because he shot up too fast, the sudden change in pressure made his lungs explode. Even his eyes and eardrums ruptured. That's when a paramedic had an idea. They needed a high-pressure chamber ASAP. The cold storage by the dock was perfect. They rushed the man inside, cut the power, then drilled a tiny hole in the door. Next, they pumped oxygen in. As soon as the pressure stabilized, his vitals started improving. He was saved. But wait a second, did they just forget about the diving coach? An American doctor arrives at a jungle hospital. The first thing she sees is a guy screaming his head off with a fish tail stuck in his ankle. A nearby doctor explains, the sting is highly venomous. They need to get it out immediately.
I need drugs, man!
Sorry, I don't have drugs for you, man.
Without painkillers, the guy keeps thrashing, making it impossible to operate. The doctors have no choice but to pin him down. Just as they're about to pull the sting out, the guy struggles so hard, he knocks the female doctor over. The doctors exchange a glance. They're out of options.
Look at that.
Judging by his reaction, he would have passed out from the pain anyway, but it's lucky that the fish tail's out. A man's life is at least safe. The man is tightly wrapped by a giant python, unable to breathe. The doctor asks the man to move his fingers. Looks like the nerves aren't damaged. The doctor suggests giving it a shot of anesthetic. Once the drug kicks in, the snake's muscles will stop contracting, just as the doctor is about to do. The man suddenly feels extreme pain in his waist and hips.
The only reason Brian hasn't bled out is the compression the snake's putting on his body, because she's squeezing at 90 pounds per inch.
Now, the only option is to take both the man and the python to the hospital for surgery. They carry the stretcher through the river, with the man and the python. At this moment, the man starts saying his last words to his girlfriend. He gets more and more emotional, then accidentally falls into the river. The python quickly swims away.
Tourniquet's gone, he's bleeding out.
They rush to get him ashore. The doctor remembers the stretcher. He cuts the fabric, secures it with wooden sticks, and makes a makeshift tourniquet. Soon, the man is brought into the operating room.
Anything you want to say to someone you love, you say it. Now.
His girlfriend quickly arrives at the operating room. The man completes what he didn't get to do before. He proposes.
I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
The surgery goes smoothly. But then, the man's heart stops. The doctor decides to do a heart puncture, but this jungle hospital doesn't have the equipment. so they can only use a big syringe as a substitute. Blood is drawn from the heart. The man's pulse returns. He starts breathing again. Looks like his life is saved. The man is stranded thousands of meters in the air, and the doctors can only reach him by sliding along the zip line, but the cable can only support 2 people at most. To minimize risk, the mentor sends the intern first, while he stays on another line to guide her. After securing the harness, the mentor straps emergency medical supplies to the intern's waist, gives her a quick briefing, and then they both rush ahead. Just as she is about to reach the target, her brakes fail. She crashes hard into the injured man. He is already covered in blood and unconscious. His arm is jammed into the roller. The mentor instructs the intern to apply a tourniquet immediately and then find a way to free his arm. But the man suddenly wakes up and starts struggling frantically, making the thin line shake violently. The mentor warns her, the more he moves, the faster he bleeds. Panicking, she yells at the man, and he finally stops struggling.
You are not going to die. You're gonna live.
The intern takes out a knife and cuts away the flesh trapping his arm. They get him out. He is rushed to the hospital. Thankfully, his arm is saved. The man wants to sneak chocolate. He probes his body to get a cup. An accident happens. The man's foot slips, falling straight into a chocolate pot. When the rescue team arrives, only his face is still above the surface.
Warm.
The boss says they keep the chocolate warm, so it doesn't solidify. Seeing the danger, the firefighters quickly set up a ladder. 2 of them grab him and start pulling. But just as he rises a little, a strong pull from below sucks him back down, nearly dragging the rescuers in with him. So the captain hands him an oxygen tube. At least he can breathe if he sinks. But within seconds, the chocolate swallows him completely. The captain rushes in with a container, pouring liquid into the vat. Everyone looks puzzled.
Cocoa butter. Tempers the chocolate, decreases the viscosity.
They stir as fast as they can. The chocolate loosens up. This time, they pull him out without trouble. Lying on the stretcher, he still thinks chocolate is his favorite. What a chocolate fanatic. Do you know which word firefighters fear the most?
Pretty quiet.
Whoa! Did he just say?
No.
Turns out, quiet is a forbidden word in the Firehouse. It's like a curse. The last time someone said it, they ended up responding to 38 calls in one day. The alarm went off as expected. The firefighters quickly rushed to the scene, only to find that a rapper, trying to get famous, had glued himself naked to a billboard. The passing drivers got distracted watching him, causing a traffic accident. After dealing with that, the firefighters were ready to eat, but the alarm sounded again. They had to put down their pizza. This time, it was 3 back-to-back. First, they rescued a cat stuck in a tree, then the cat's owner who got stuck trying to rescue the cat, and finally, they saved a girl who couldn't get her lion head costume off. When they returned to the station, their pizza was already burnt, so they had to order takeout. But before the delivery arrived, the alarm went off yet again. They had to munch on some cookies on duty. It's tough being a firefighter,